joining us to another edition of the Deals for Dentists podcast. And today we have Mark Sirota. He is the Senior Product Specialist of StellaLife. And Mark, you're zooming in from Atlanta?
Yes, I am. Hot Atlanta, except it's not hot today.
It's one of those rare days where it's what do you consider not hot there?
Well, it was 30s this morning. It's actually interesting. And today's March 8th, and Chicago happened to be where I'm originally from. 12 degrees colder. It was like so I'm sorry. Atlanta actually happened to be 12 degrees colder than Chicago. It was 45 here this morning, and Chicago actually happened to be colder. So it happened to be colder here. It's crazy.
That's just not right. That's
Yes.
not right. Anyway, yeah, so you can go to dealsfordentist.com and you can find StellaLife's promo offer, which is purchase StellaLife starter package, receive 30% discount and a complimentary gel and hand sanitizer. And they're 100% money back guarantee, and you get placed on their provider page. So that's awesome. So Mark, tell us all about, StellaLife and about your journey and how you got into this whole dental gig.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Block, for inviting me here. So StellaLife is a biotech company, and it's actually our mission is to truly improve people's lives by accelerating healing, relieving pain, and reducing the need for opioids and steroids. So StellaLife has over-the-counter products. It includes a mouthwash, a gel, anti-inflammatory gel, and a sublingual spray. It's actually formulated to help heal patients faster with hardly them needing to use any pain medications, which in dentistry, as if we can reduce the need for pain medications, it's a win-win for the patient, to be able to heal faster. So this is something that required over 15 years of research and development to be able to build these products. And how I got in dentistry, luckily, is actually I was doing my internship at Loyola University at the time. This company was a startup. And I had the opportunity to meet with different dental professionals at events and just hear amazing stories from different, patients like autoimmune, patients going through chemo radiation that are actually really appreciated this product and wrote us letters asking us to, continue to build products like this that actually really help them. So it's been a great experience so far.
So your company was kind of on a mission to help with healing, but it's all natural, correct? It's with all natural ingredients.
It's a natural product. It's made out of plants and minerals, so there's no toxins in it. Yes.
Okay. And so you said 15 years of research. Are you currently in doing some research in schools and universities?
So right now I'm actually working on my MBA degree, my business degree. So I finished my undergraduate at Loyola University, and now I'm working on my MBA. So as far as R&D, I'm not specifically in that department. I'm more in the business development and sales organization. But we do have oral surgeons and different clinicians, hygienists that are just day and night working on providing additional products and research and ingredients, adding something better, removing, just to make it really nice for patients and just a more improved product every day.
So are you getting your MBA in Atlanta as well?
Yep. I'm actually working on my MBA right now at the UGA, University of Georgia, actually at the Buckhead campus, which is down in Atlanta. So it's the professional MBA program that about almost done. So I should be graduating, fingers crossed, this year in summer.
So you have a full-time job with StellaLife, and you're getting your MBA. How does that work with how do you manage all of this?
Yeah, so there's a lot of road bumps and a lot of traffic to work with, as far as with things that come up at work and manage the travel, and of course studying and meeting with professors as well. So I manage. It's nice that the college actually the MBA program happens to be in the evenings, so it allows me during the day to work, and then evenings instead of getting on the couch, I have to submit those quizzes and study and prepare for the classes and participate in lectures. So, but it's manageable.
How long does the MBA program take if you're working full time?
Yeah, the MBA program is a 2-year program. So we meet anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week And then aside from the actual in-class, lectures, we also have a cohort group that we meet with as well. So we have an MBA group where we collaborate and implement different projects that are assigned.
Okay. Now, if you were doing it full time, daytime, is it usually a quicker program?
Yes.
Um,
So yeah, UGE does offer a full-time program, which is a year, but that's more of a 9 to 5 type of atmosphere. I would not be able to manage that as far as with the full-time position I have at StellaLife. This allows me to also manage working full-time, and they understand that the program they do understand that most of the students in the professional MBA program are working full-time. So.
just curious, are there any health professionals in your class, like dentists that are doing this on the side? Because I mean, this would be so helpful, especially for a young dentist while they have the energy to do this, and it would help them so much with their dental practice, long term.
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't met any dentists specifically within my program. And the first year before COVID, it was all in person. So we were basically meeting all in person. Now everything is virtual, and they've actually added some students from other different programs, and kind of the attendance has changed. But from what I've seen is I've seen um, different students, coming from like an English, just literature background, and just non undergraduate, do not have undergraduate business degrees. So it's just all from all different types of field
Mhm.
and careers. Yes.
And it's all online right now.
Yeah. Right now it's virtual. So since the pandemic started, it's been a virtual Zoom engagement.
Yeah, I'm just, for dentists that, I mean, I'm like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't go back to school right now. I'm too, I have little kids, and it's game over for me as far as trying to study in school. But a young dentist, that has the energy, this could be something they could definitely do now that it's being offered online, and you could practice during the day and then take some courses at night and do it in a couple of years. I think would be such a great option. So
Totally.
let's get into StellaLife and some of your products. We started off by mentioning your promo, which is a starter package. Can you explain what the starter package is?
Yeah, the starter package basically includes, each of our product line, which we have currently. We have recovery kits, we have rinses and gels. Now they are different. So, in the starter package, you get 12 of each. So we do ship in a case of 12. The recovery kits are designed for surgical procedures. So it's for a patient, that's coming, for implants or any, grafting, wisdom teeth, any type of surgical procedure. That's a must-use product, where they actually get the entire kit. So there's a rinse, an antimicrobial rinse in there, a sublingual spray, and a topical gel. You get 3 products in there. They started 3 days prior to surgery, and they use all 3 products 3 times a day, and they continue 7 days after. So those kits formulated for surgeries. But we've seen a lot of great results as far as perio maintenance, SRP, hygiene. So we've also additionally created individual rinses and gels that we sell, for the operatory. So while you're doing a surgery, you can literally put the gel on a Q-tip or on a gauze and apply it, and decrease the bruising and the swelling. And then the rinse can actually be irrigated with, during SRP. We've actually just, there was a study that literally just came out with Microchem, that they found a rinse effective against the coronavirus, over 99.8% with a contact time of 2 minutes. So now a lot of practices have been adapting to the rinse as a pre-procedural rinse to use as well, replacing hydrogen peroxide rinses and other rinses that have been used traditionally in dentistry, because this is formulated as to really help the overall oral systemic health, being a natural product. So with that starter package, to answer your question, it's 12 of each. And it's just a good mix and match of each of the product to get familiar with, and for patients to have options.
Okay, so let's start with the StellaLife Vega Oral Care Recovery Kit. Is that the one typically used for before and during and after surgeries?
Yes, that's correct. Mhm.
Did I
So
say that right? StellaLife Vega.
there you go. And you may be wondering, how did we come up with the name Vega? Vega actually means the brightest star, and
Hmm.
Stella means star. So we actually, with our mission, improving lives, we actually came up with the name, bringing life to people. And a star happened to be in it. So
I
yeah,
like it. Yeah. So you start this. It's so you 333. You start 3 days before the surgery.
yes.
What's the exact protocol again?
So the exact protocol is patients start 3 days prior. So with a 333 program, they start 3 days prior the surgery. They use all three products 3 times a day.
Hmm.
And that's how we came up with the 333 rule, to get patients more familiar with how to use it. And those kits are very patient friendly, so they're visual instruction how to use it. But it's very important they rinse first, because if they're rinsing last, they're washing everything off. So
Hmm.
the sequence is rinsing first, then spraying under the tongue, and then applying the gel.
So what's the reason for all three and the spray under the tongue? Is that to get it, kind of
Yes.
immediately systematic?
Yes. So they do have different ingredients in there. So in the sublingual spray, which is actually not sold separately, it's what differentiates the kit aside from the standalone rinses and gels we sell separately. It has 12 active ingredients in it. And based off the studies we've did with the anti-inflammatory properties in there, the antifungal properties in there, it's actually systemically working, preparing the patient well for the surgery, being sprayed under the tongue. And it's really working well with the other products, the rinse, which has 4 active ingredients, that's antimicrobial, and the gel, that's anti-inflammatory with 12 active ingredients. It's a synergistic effect when these three products are working together. I mean, the results are days of healing, hours of healing versus months.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah,
How did all this, I mean, there must have been years, you said 15 years of research to figure this whole system out, and
right.
the ingredients, the protocol. Was it
Yeah.
just through a lot of trial and error and double
Yeah.
blind studies? How did that work?
Yeah. Thank you for asking, Dr. Plex. So, there were pharmacists behind it, dental professionals behind it that were just trying to take plants and minerals that were used well before modern medicine. So, like literally plants. How would people heal before modern medicine? They would put a plant on an open wound to disinfect the area. So, and a lot of products are traditionally in dentistry are full of toxins. And is there an alternative? Is there something that we can actually use that's natural to help heal faster? And so basically, there was a lot of studies done. There were dental professionals that were willing to actually take on this product, before any endorsements, before any awards that we got, to actually, try the product on patients. And the results, just based off of the case studies that we were being shared with, the results um, really portrayed, what we expected the product to bring, as far as faster healing time and analgesic properties.
So you're with all of this, you're also trying to promote the decrease in need for narcotics and opioids,
Mhm.
just through natural healing, correct?
That's right. That's right. So what's super exciting, and why we're creating a win-win for both, of course, the patient and practice, is because they are healing faster with this, and they're hardly needing to use any pain medications. And as you
Hmm.
know, as everyone knows, unfortunately, there's an opioid epidemic, that we have. But if we can decrease, the pain meds being prescribed in the practice, and our vision, actually, our company's vision, is to save lives. We believe we can save lives, because if there's less narcotics being prescribed, less pain meds, more lives we can save.
So the Vega oral care recovery kit, is that typically used for extractions, implants, sinus lifts, those types of procedures?
Yes, any type of dental surgical procedure, it's the kit that's recommended. However, there's patients, of course, that are, have autoimmune disease like lichen planus, patients that going through chemoradiation, they get these really bad ulcerations and dry mouth. We've also seen that recovery kit really helps relieve symptoms for those patients. So, aside from surgical procedures that the kit's recommended, for those type of patients, we'd also recommend them to start with the kit and then have them continue with rinse and gel as everyday maintenance.
Okay. So the recovery kit, would you say this is, the kind of all hands on deck, most powerful product or combination of products that you're recommending? And the reason I'm saying that is because to try to reduce the need for narcotics, I mean, that's huge.
Right.
I remember this is about, everything's so different now with, the opioid epidemic and
Yes.
the restrictions, and nationally here in Massachusetts. I had a rep. So I used to work in a associated office. And that's when I first got out of school in about 04, 05. A rep stopped by the office with some samples of a narcotic and just handed them out and said, try these on patients, and we hope you recommend to prescribe these to patients. And I mean, it's totally different now. I mean, I haven't seen a pharmaceutical rep, other than like the rinses. But that was just wild to think that that was actually a common thing back then.
Wow. Was this pre-2000s or around what time was this? Just
Yeah, I
curious.
think it was 04, 05, around there when I first got out of school. And then a
Tough
friend of
pharma
mine
in their stuff.
just handed me some, little packages of tablets and said, here, give them to your patients. Um, a friend of mine, a little bit before that, he had knee surgery,
Mm.
and the surgeon prescribed him 100 tablets of Percocet. And it's just crazy to think that was so commonplace then. And I think, times have changed with the awareness, but like you said, there's still a huge opioid issue in the country. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So um, what about your so the oral care gel? Can you talk about specifically just the gel?
So the gel is basically an amazing anti-inflammatory topical application. Why it's amazing is because a dry socket, for example, like we were just discussing, opioids. You won't need to prescribe anything, for a dry socket with this, unless they get this gel. If they get this gel, it's going to heal them faster. It's basically it can be applied right into the socket extracted area, and it's going to reduce the bruising. It's going to reduce the inflammation, reduce the bleeding. It's going to heal that socket really fast. And that gel ultimately can be used for canker sores, any type of inflammation, even lichen planus patients, they'll get relief from this. Patients that have with ortho and braces poking their gums, this can really help reduce the bruising and swelling from that. And in fact, there was actually a study that was done by Dr. Scott Fromm, his periodontist up in New York, where he just compared our gel to laser and magic mouthwash, I believe, and on canker sores, just to see how patients are doing on StellaLife versus patients that did not get StellaLife. And it was a proven 2 to 3 day remedy on canker sores with our StellaLife gel, just the gel, versus other nutritional products like, magic mouthwash, laser therapy. It took about 10 to 14 days, I believe. So
Mhm.
5 to 7 times quicker healing time is pretty amazing. What the patients can benefit off from the StellaLife.
Yeah, and I have some patients that they after any kind of dental treatment, whether it's a cleaning, they develop canker sores. And I typically, will prescribe Paradex and have them applied topically and tell them it's going to take 10 to 14 days to go away. So if they apply the gel, is that also 3 times a day,
3 times.
applied as
Yeah, the
needed to the
minimum.
area?
Yeah, the rule of 3-3-3, minimum at least 3 times a day. But for a canker, so obviously they won't need to use entire recovery kit. That's why we, sell those gels and rinses
Mhm.
individually for non-surgical. But yeah, the rinse and the gel. Yeah, the rinse being the mouthwash that's antimicrobial. It actually is replacing a lot of chlorhexidine
Mhm.
in the practices, because as chlorhexidine is actually kind of the gold standard in dentistry as far as killing bacteria. We need to kill the bacteria, but with chlorhexidine, based on the study that was recently published by Dr. Myron, it's actually affecting the fibroblasts. It's affecting osteoblasts. It's delaying healing. Is there a mouthwash that can be focused on killing bad bacteria instead of the good bacteria? And that's what the
Mhm.
StellaLife is doing. And that's why we have those predictable outcomes and see those healing results.
And so the mouthwash is the Vega oral rinse, and that comes in coconut and peppermint.
That's correct. So we have a peppermint flavor option that's readily available now. The coconut is something that we've had oncologists and different patients, request as a non-peppermint flavor option. So the coconut rinse is now starting in production, so that'll likely be available in a few months. It's going to be a brand new product. But the rinse is even peppermint flavored to it. It's so mild that we've had a lot of patients that are super sensitive, tolerated, and are happy.
Mhm.
But we just launched our new sanitizers, by the way. I don't know if you got a chance, Dr. Block, to see that, but our sanitizers actually, it's not just another sanitizer, right? It's a sanitizer that actually gives you and your patients aromatherapy. And the way it does that is it's made out of organic oils, including aloe vera, tea tree, frankincense, good stuff, 80% ethanol, so it's super anti bacterial. But what the sanitizer is doing differently from the other sanitizers, actually, I had a doctor joke with me the other day, no more tequila sanitizer. We now got the StellaLife sanitizer,
Mhm.
actually leaving your hands feeling soft
Hmm.
and moisturized. Because as with COVID and everything, everyone's washing their hands every 5 minutes. You have to. We have to be super protective and using sanitizers. So that's something we just launched.
And is there alcohol in that as well, or what are the
Yes.
ingredients?
Yeah, so 80% ethanol is in the sanitizers. We have a gallon size and 8-ounce spray bottles. So the gallon sizes are nice, for practices. Obviously, if you have like an automatic dispenser, it comes in a pump bottle, those are good. And then the 8-ounce spray bottles, take those on the go with you. And we have a lot of practices, offering this, for sale, to patients, because patients are looking for, good additional options too. And especially a lot of patients are more, looking into a holistic option, more natural. So a lot of practices are dispensing the StellaLife.
Okay, so for I'm just thinking, marketing, as like you said,
Yep.
patients. There's a very big population out there that are looking for all natural, especially some of the towns that our patients come from.
Yeah.
They're looking for all natural. Um, so this would be great for marketing for a practice to
Right.
um, promote. And now, do dentists actually sell this to patients, or do they include it in their treatment package, or both?
So we have dentists doing it different ways. Some are including it as part of surgical treatment. Some are slightly raising their fees to cover the cost, and some
Mhm.
are offering it at retail. But with us as StellaLife, and what you'll learn is that it's not a one-time stop. We're actually here to help the practice, and the way we help the practice, and aside from just growing the relationship with the practice, is we want to feature your cases. We want to feature your practices. We want to put you on our provider page, which is awesome. I don't know if you had a chance to see that, Dr. Block, but we actually have a provider page where we would put the practice that's dispensing StellaLife or is StellaLife certified. And the way you get StellaLife certified is after a webinar training that's complimentary to the practice. And a patient calls our 1-800 number. A patient emails us. They're desperate to find StellaLife in an area. They're in pain. They don't want to wait a whole week to get it, or even with Amazon, or there's shipping delays. So they go to our provider page where they call our customer service number, and we actually direct them to the practice. We've noticed increased referrals. We've had practices say, "Wow, I just got a new patient from StellaLife. Wow, my patients are coming back for other treatments or other procedures, with me that they really liked the StellaLife product. They had a great experience with it." So the provider page is actually significant value to the practice by dispensing this. So as far as investment, it's a great investment, and there's no price on whether we're going to include it, whether we're going to retail it. We're going to offer this. We're going to make it work, and that's what a lot of practices have been sharing great feedback, and we'll have good patient predictable outcomes with our surgeries, and patients are happy, and it'll help our reviews. So those are some of the feedback that I've been receiving from clinicians.
So aromatherapy, so that sounds good. So with the hand sanitizer, it actually smells good. Does it is it supposed to relax the patient too from the aroma?
Yes, yes, it is supposed to relax the patient from the aroma, and the tea tree, frankincense, aloe vera that's in it. Just it's a really nice pleasant scent, because, it's not like like a lot of sanitizers where you feel like, there's just a bunch of alcohol going into like
Yeah.
you're at a bar. So,
Yeah.
although it's not a bad thing for some, but can there be something out there that can actually leave your hands feeling soft and the way it should, and not dry and knuckly? And so yeah, this is the aromatherapy sanitizer that is great.
That'd be nice for checkout. So like they just went through this exhausting procedure. Now they have to pay and have like some of that nice aromatherapy hand sanitizer up front to relax them, as they're paying on their way out. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you're right. Some of like your traditional sanitizers, they smell like just pure alcohol, and they do not smell good.
Yeah.
Um,
And there was
so
also healing components too in the sanitizer, as far as there's a cut or just like, soreness on the skin, a blister. There's, properties in it that will help, with wound heal, and heal that. So it's very good stuff. Again, not just another sanitizer, but something that we truly invested. When all the sanitizers were coming out, as when the pandemic happened, we're like, no, we're gonna invest a lot of time into this with our R&D and come out with something that's going to be truly appreciated, not just another sanitizer. And that's a lot of good feedback we've been getting so far from clinicians.
Yeah, I love the smell of tea tree. Yeah, I used to get tea tree shampoo, but now I'm too cheap and I get the CVS brand Head and Shoulders. But tea tree smells so good, and lavender. So the rinse. So typically, like you said, the gold standard was Paradex or chlorhexidine, and patients, most of them just do not like it. It leaves their stains their teeth, it kills their taste buds, and they just do not like it. So this can be used, after or during a scaling and root planning instead, and have the same effects.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it won't even just have the same effects. It'll actually be better in terms that it's not going to stain, and it's actually going to help, because the cells are alive, based on the studies. We're not killing bad bacteria. I'm sorry, we're not killing the good bacteria. We're focused on killing the bad bacteria. So the hygienists are irrigating with the rinse subgingivally, and then applying the gel, to the mucogingival area. So yeah, the StellaLife rinse, is non-staining, non-toxic, natural mouthwash that's actually really good for the fibroblasts, really good for the gums, to help promote healthy gums, because that's what a lot of dental professionals have been seeking. From the ones that have been reaching out directly to us, have been seeking for alternatives to Paradex and to chlorhexidine, to not have those side effects. Like, because as you know, if a patient doesn't like how something feels or tastes in their mouth, they don't want to put it in their mouth. But this is a very nice, pleasant taste that you get.
Yeah, and they're ultimately just not going to use it if it tastes bad, or it's staining their teeth or their taste buds. So typically, I would tell patients, after a surgery, to just apply the Paradex with a Q-tip, because I didn't want them to rinse with it, because I didn't want that phone call saying that their teeth have been stained. Or in fact, we have some patients that we've had to put pop-ups in their Dentrix chart saying no Paradex, because they just don't like it. So your products are all natural, and do they mainly decrease inflammation? Is it do they increase blood flow or cell proliferation? What's the
Yeah.
process there?
So cell proliferation, yes, we're proliferating cells. So cells are actually growing, which is super awesome. And by the way, the study that I was talking about earlier was published at the University of Bern by Dr. Rick Myron and Dr. Mike Picos and a few other professors who are very well respected in dentistry. And the purpose of the study was to find a strong antibacterial mouthwash that does not affect human gingival tissues. So they compared us to the chlorhexidine, and cells are alive. You can find that on our website, by the way, StellaLife.com. Click the research tab, and the cytotoxicity labeled, so you guys can actually look into it more. But yeah, we're reducing bruising, we're reducing the swelling. So that's why with that recovery kit, it's everything is in there that's needed for the surgery. As far as we want to decrease the swelling after the surgery, we want to help patients with pain, right? We want to, have that wound heal faster. And that's why that kit is formulated to do that with anti-inflammatories and antimicrobial properties.
Now, did you have you were mentioning a story, a friend that
Yeah.
died of an overdose? Do you
Yes.
mind telling us about that story?
Sure, sure. So unfortunately, yeah, and one of the reasons I joined the company as well as doing my internship was I had a friend that didn't live till 21. With the opioid, it was an overdose. They found him unfortunately a few hours later. It was too late. So that's one of the reasons I also joined the company, is to really help fight the opioid epidemic with this, because again, with us, we will really help the practice as far as create pain management office protocols. We have videos, actually. We literally can create a video. All the practice needs to do is share us their practice logo. And this is all complimentary. Again, we're here to improve lives. We'll create a video for you. So for patients, for your website, for patients that are having anxiety coming into the dental practice, for surgery or just in general, they'll know that the practice has something that can help, the pain. So, but yeah, I've been sharing the story with, different dental professionals, from the close friend that I lost, and it's a very heart touching story. And a lot of dental professionals really have, and just in general, healthcare providers have noticed that it's abused. The opioids are abused, and they're overprescribed, and they're all ears on what is out there that can help, and how we can reduce the need for opioids, and what is out there. So, and StellaLife has really shown to do that. And there are studies. There's an oral surgeon where Dr. Tatch, and this is a published study, part of the Jones Journal for Oral Surgeons, where he's an individual from his practice he owns up in Chicago, was able to prove nearly, I think, a 4-fold decrease of opioid prescribing in his practice. So from 1,100 narco, Vicodin, Percocet pills down to 300 in a course of, I believe it was 4 years, is quite significant. And they're doing all different types of reconstructive surgery, full arch cases, implants. We've actually increased the size of our rents. We've had a lot of requests, can you guys make larger bottles, for it to last longer? And we did. And we've added more potent antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory properties. As I mentioned earlier, with the R&D, they're working day in and night and day to make sure this is if it can be a better product, it will be a better product, for patients.
Now, like I mentioned earlier, my friend had knee surgery and was prescribed 100 tablets of Percocet. Was your friend that OD'd, did he have a surgery, or that's something that he got?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was just, I don't believe he got a surgery. It was just bad crowds, and they found fentanyl in him, and yeah, but it's a message. It's just, and unfortunately, someone's loss can actually show others that, can we do something that can help save more lives? Can we decrease pain med being prescribed? Can we can it be more stricter in certain organizations, or, where these pain medications are available? So that's why, I'm here, and I'm here to help reduce the opioid epidemic, with StellaLife.
Oh, good for you, man. That's great. So now, are your products only available to dentists, or are they at pharmacies, or can I buy some on Amazon? Where are they available?
So the recovery kits are available through a local healthcare provider. Those are not available on Amazon. They are available online through our website. We do have those available for patients if they're traveling, or if they just do want to get it online, they can. On Amazon, the rinses and gels are available. However, again, the convenience, and I've taken those 1-800 calls too, especially more when I was doing my internships, and I've had patients drive 50 miles to try to get StellaLife the same day. As far as pharmacies, we actually do work with independent pharmacies. So if, for those clinicians that aren't can make those, fast decisions if they can purchase something, or they don't have, if they don't have the ability to purchase the product. We've actually are doing a nationwide distribution geared toward independent pharmacy owners. That we have a few pharmacies throughout the nation that are stocking StellaLife. And the way you can see that is if you go to StellaLife.com, you can click on the Find Provider page. You can see if there's a clinician nearby that has it, or an independent pharmacy, but not available at a Walgreens, not available at a CVS. We really want to help small business owners, so we actually are giving them that option, an opportunity for pharmacies, and of course the practice to offer this.
Yeah, so you were nice enough to give me a sample of the rinse, and I gave it to a patient. It was after a scaling and root planning, and he was like, "Where can I get more of this?" And I think he was like going online and trying to find it. But for patients that come in and there's a canker sore, or they're having a flare up of their lichen planus, or especially with dry mouth. I mean, dry mouth is a major issue for patients that are on medications, or Sirogens, or they've gone through, cancer treatments. I've seen patients go very quickly from healthy situation to, rampant root caries because of dry mouth. So, I mean, this is be great to be able to just dispense right from the office and give to those patients, except, especially an emergency patient that comes in and they're having a really tough time with a canker sore, lichen planus flare up. I think it's a great thing to offer patients, and it's all natural. So patients are going to love that, and then they're going to tell their friends and family about it. So there's that whole aspect out of it too.
Well,
So
I'm glad you had great results, with StellaLife, and just to add additional, is that everything comes with peace of mind when purchasing. So, with deals for dentists, you get 30% off. You get a 100% money back guarantee, which means whatever you purchase with the starter package, any investment, if you're not satisfied, a patient returns it, would refund your order or replace it. And you get a complimentary, gel, and a complimentary sanitizer as well. So it's a really, really awesome avenue to actually go through deals for dentists to get such amazing offers through StellaLife.
That's great. Now, do you have a lot of, you mentioned webinars and some research and some videos for patients. Is that all on your website that dentists can find?
Yes, they can. So if you go to StellaLife.com, click the research tab, you'll see the studies there. We also have an education tab with recorded versions of webinar trainings. Now, I'm happy and to also, you'll have my contact information too for anyone that's viewing this podcast, where I can actually do a live online presentation via Zoom. And it's about 30 minutes, so it's very engaged Q&A if you guys have any questions as well. So, and those are complimentary, and for participating you also get a free product for investing your time.
Yeah, I think that would be great for the staff, for the doctors, the hygienists, the periodontists, the oral surgeons, whoever's in your office. We have 6 or 7 hygienists, and we have a periodontist, so I think that would be great to get everyone together and do like a Zoom lunch and learn type of thing.
Yes.
And get the staff on board, because that's pretty important. You get the staff on board, and introduce and educate your staff on these products and how they can educate patients. So it's one thing for the dentist to know all about it, but it's another thing to get the whole staff on board as well.
Yeah. And we also have clinical guides too. Just those are laminated, and they actually, because I call it A to Z solutions. There's so many applications with StellaLife, so it's a laminated clinical guide that you'll also get with your offering through deals for dentists for each of your operatory, that kind of goes over how to use the products clinically during your surgeries, during the the treatment, and also there's a non-surgical application guide as well.
Awesome. Now, how are you getting the word out to dental offices? Are you doing podcasts like this? The webinars? Are you going to actually be going back traveling to trade shows?
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, we've been starting to hit the road again. We're proud sponsors Mission Institute and Pecos Institute, Stanley. So we do an MII in Ohio. So we are starting to hit the road back. Things are opening up. It's at a reduced capacity, of course. So, there's lesser attendees, but a lot of hands-on training. Yeah, so we've been hitting the road, and it's been great.
Now, pre-COVID, were you going to most of the trade shows?
Yes, I was nationally. So from West Coast to East Coast. Right now StellaLife is only available within the U.S. So all our shows, trade shows that we go to are within the U.S.
Okay, and you're starting to see that some of these are going to be opening back up again for 2021.
Yes, we have seen that it's been starting to open up again, yeah, it's we're excited to be out. We're excited to, of course, protect ourselves with, masks and sanitizers, but everyone's excited too. A lot of people are kind of missing the engagement, and of course there's social distancing that's happening at the same time, but kind of there's just from feedback I've get is I'm ready to be back. I'm ready to travel. Yeah. It's been, we've been too much behind the computers, so or from home, but yeah.
I know everyone's just ready for some live, engagement. We've all been cooped up in the, behind the computer for almost a year. It's hard to believe that it's almost been a year. My office, I think, shut down March 15th.
Wow.
So it's, coming up on a year. So Mark, before we wrap things up, what's new? What's coming up on the horizon for StellaLife? Any new products or research or anything you can talk about?
Yeah. So we are gonna be launching our coconut rinse within the next few months. So make sure you subscribe to our newsletter at StellaLife if you're interested. We'll do the launch. We'll have a launch email campaign about that when that is available. Sanitizers are already available. We are working on a lip balm. A lot of dryness on the lips, so that's something that we've had requests for, and we are looking into other markets as well, dermatology and creating other skin care products. But yeah, right now, we have what we have is that's available is on our website. If it's not available, it's just make sure again to subscribe to our newsletter. Keep an eye out for that communication once the products are available.
Is that lip balm going to be able to be used for like cold sores or
cold sores? So, and of course, it's going to be a natural product too. So yeah,
that coconut rinse sounds delicious. I love coconut.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get you a bottle, Dr. Block, once that's available. And again, for any patients that just can't tolerate peppermint, that's going to be an option for them.
Yeah, I mean, they put a little rum in there and call it a day, at the end of the day. And just kidding. That would defeat the whole purpose. Anyway, Mark, thanks so much. Again, Mark Sirota, Senior Product Specialist at StellaLife. And you can go to dealsfordentist.com and find their promo offer. Purchase a StellaLife starter package and receive 30% discount and a complimentary gel and hand sanitizer. Again, they're 100% money back guaranteed, and you can get placed on their provider page. So Mark, thanks so much for joining us. Let's be in touch.
We'll be in touch. Thank you so much for having me, and ask for Mark if you reach out, and take care, Dr. Block. Stay healthy. Okay.
All right. You as well. Take care.
Bye-bye.